Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Steve with Alldogs Offroad, and on today's video we're going to be looking at Nissan Frontiers and Nissan Xterra's off-road, and we're going to be detailing the suspension and modifications that have been done to these vehicles so that you can get a better idea of what you might want to do to your own rig later down the road. Oftentimes you see a lot of rigs out there and you're not really sure what's been done to it, or you might have some questions and it's hard to get those answered, so we're going to do our best to get all of that covered in this video. So if you have any questions that I don't cover, feel free to leave a comment. We love reading comments and we'll do our best to reply to all of them. So yeah, we hope you enjoy the video and let's get into this. Alright, so the first rig that we're going to be covering is a Frontier owned by somebody named Russ. He has our Alldogs off-road complete kit with heavy coils because he has a steel plate bumper, as well as full skids and sliders. So he has a lot of weight up there, so he went with our heavy duty coils, and he has about 2.5 inches of lift. As you can see in the videos that are playing, very capable. It's a very budget oriented lift, and it will really get you where you need to go without dropping big bucks on aftermarket upper control arms and racing shocks and stuff like that. So it's a great kit. He actually managed to fit 34-inch tires on this lift, but as you can see, he did have to do a decent amount of trimming. So that's one thing to take into consideration if you wanted to do that lift. The next that we're going to look at is a white Pro 4X that's owned by somebody named John. John went a similar route as Russ did with our Alldogs Off-Road Complete kit. He went with medium coils because he didn't have the weight to justify the heavy coils. But instead of trimming his fenders, he opted to go with a 1-inch body lift, which helped get that extra clearance that you need when you're fitting bigger tires. He's also, very capable. It's a very budget-oriented kit, but as you can see in these videos, he's getting up these obstacles no problem at all. All it takes is a little skinny pedal sometimes, and you'll get where you need to go in most cases. As I said before, all of these builds I'm going to put into the description so that you can kind of get an idea of what you're looking at, as well as some links to some relevant pages and product pages so that you can kind of price everything out as well. So number 3 is going to be me. This is my silver Frontier. It's a 2011. Mine is actually Titan swapped. There's a lot that goes into the Titan swap, but on a fundamental level, the Titan upper and lower control arms and steering and everything like that is a direct bolt-on onto the Frontier and the Xterra. What that results in is a wider track width in the front by about 3 inches per side, and this offers much more wheel travel than you can achieve on a Frontier or an Xterra geometry, and it's a relatively affordable mod when you compare it to the cost of long travels out there from some of these racing companies and everything like that. So it's a really great mod that will really make your vehicle very capable off-road, and you can also have an option to put on the stronger Titan front differential, which I'll be swapping in here probably in the next month or so. So up next is going to be some friends of mine from the East Coast. The first one is an Xterra owner named Miguel. Miguel is also Titan swapped, but one cool thing about his Xterra is that it has also the Titan V8 in it, which is also referred to as a VK swap. So he has a lot of power, and as you can see, he did have 35s put on recently, and he did have to do a good amount of trimming on that to fit it, but as you can see in the videos, it's a very off-road oriented rig, so he didn't really mind too much having to do that trimming. He doesn't have a body lift, it's all suspension, so he's sitting at around 4 to 4.5 inches in the front, and then about 4 inches in the rear, which is about the norm for Titan swaps. You can, because most people use adjustable coilovers, you can set them anywhere from no lift all the way up to 4 or 5 inches of lift and be just fine. But most people run their Titan swaps at about 4 to 4.5 inches of lift. He's running Radflo 2.5 with remote res all around, so it's definitely not a budget-oriented rig, but the performance is there, and it's a fantastic rig, beautiful, and it also performs, so we are a big fan of that rig. Next up is going to be another Xterra from the East Coast, another friend of mine named Jonathan Lester. He has an Xterra fully armored, it's quite heavy, so he has Radflo coilovers in the front, he's also Titan swapped, and he actually is running Ironman 2.5 foam cell pros in the rear. And these have actually gotten pretty good reviews. He says he's very happy with them. The Foam Cell Pro technology is designed to prevent the aeration that you commonly see with twin tube shocks. So it's a way to keep the performance of it's a way to get close to monotube performance while still retaining the twin tube design. And with the 2.5-inch diameter shock body, you do get that extra oil capacity that you wouldn't have with a 2-inch twin tube. So we're definitely going to be turning this into some sort of series so that you can keep up with the different builds as they progress, and you know, as time goes on, we'll feature more rigs, but this was designed to kind of give you a general idea of what you're seeing on social media and, you know, what actually goes into it. Oftentimes you see these rigs that are oftentimes very overbuilt, and you feel as if you need to spend all of this money just to get onto the trails, when in reality that's just simply not the case. A lot of trails, such as Tuttle Creek, where a majority of these videos come from, it's a very stock-friendly park. But the beauty of it is that it's designed to give you opportunities to push yourself and to push your rig if you want them. Think of it similarly to when you go skiing or snowboarding and you get to the top of the mountain. There's always going to be a way to take a green slope down, even though there are going to be harder options available to you. So that's one of the things that we do when we take these trips down to Tuttle Creek, is that we welcome stock rigs, mildly lifted rigs, because they're always going to be able to find a trail, and the people who want to push themselves will still have an opportunity to do so. So if there's anything that you can get out of this video, it's that you can be informed on what the lifts are and what they're running, so that you can get an idea of what you want for yourself, but to also come at this with a perspective of, you don't need to spend thousands and thousands upon thousands of dollars to get the best lift out there, when, you know, when at the end of the day, most of us are all wheeling together, and we're all there for the same reasons. We're all hitting majority of the same trails. There's oftentimes a stigma where you need to have a dedicated crawler, or you need to have a trophy truck in order to off-road, and that's simply not the case. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative. And as I said before, we're definitely going to do part 2s, part 3s to this as more rigs start to be built, and as we start to compile more videos. But this was the first video of this series. I hope you enjoyed it. And please let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I'm always happy to answer questions. And thank you so much, and hope you have a good one.